Oh, no, not that kind of video. This is the kind of video where we show you how we make our kids tough, get them ready for the world. I always dreamed of diving with my family, so I found an instructor who'd come up to Gunnison and teach us in the pool, and then he had a trip lined up at Cozumel, so we started practicing, started going through all the pool drills, getting everybody comfortable in the water. I always loved scuba because it teaches you self-control, teaches you a lot of confidence. You've got to work out your problems and solve them yourself. After a few days in the pool, screwing around, getting comfortable in the water, next thing you knew, we were in Cozumel. Every morning at 8 o'clock at our resort, we come out on the dock and wait for our dive boat. We dove with the same company the whole time. Had a great time with those guys. And we had about a 30-minute run out to the dive sites. The closer we got, the boys would get excited. They'd start prepping their gear and get ready to dive. Dive masters would get us all loaded up, and one by one, we'd go over the edge.
Got it. Beautiful.
First couple dives, we all had to get used to the water, figure out our buoyancy, kind of get used to how everything works. And then once we got comfortable, we would descend down into the bottom, usually drop into about 40 to 50 foot sand bottom, and then we would move our way over to the reef where it would drop off, and we would do our diving there. Ivy was too young to dive, so she chilled on the boat. Once everybody got comfortable, the exploration started. The boys were everywhere. They were like kids in a candy shop. They wanted to do everything, steal everything, take everything, but we were in a national park, so I had to kind of rein them in. Crystal probably overcame the most fear, but we finally got her down there to 60 feet, and here she is getting used to everything. The GoPro catches absolutely no color. This is what we were actually seeing over there, what our eyes would see, but the camera just wouldn't pick it up. And Ivy chilled on the boat. So right here the dive master told us to sit for 5 minutes while he looked for a seahorse he found earlier. So what do my kids do? Take off their fins, bury them, and then run around in weightlessness, trying to do superhero moves. All the dives in Cozumel are drift dives. You can see here, there's usually a 1 or 2 knot current. You really don't have to do much. The water just kind of carries you along for your whole ride. 40 minutes at bottom time, and you just float along with the current. This was later on in the week, a few dives into it. You can see kind of what we can explore and what the boys are doing, how much fun they're having just going all through everything. Remember, this is Hap. He's 10 years old, exploring a reef in Cozumel. Your kids can do way more than you think they can. This was one of the coolest things I saw. We're at about 70 feet here, and the current is just pouring off of this, kind of off a cliff underwater. It goes from 70 feet down to probably 150. And this triggerfish was chewing on this crab, and I sat and watched him. I'm kicking for all I'm worth to keep up with him. That's why the video's shaky, but man, that was cool to watch. I just had to throw this in here so you could get an idea of what one of the swim-throughs is. A cave swim-through we did with the whole crew. This is classic. My kids even fight underwater. Each one of the boys was very different underwater. Hap was kind of a natural Jacques Cousteau 007, just confident little dude. Here he is shooting fish. Cash, on the other hand, had a very unique dive style. Kind of off doing his own thing all the time, in his own little world, and graceful, really graceful. Porter kind of reminded me of a manatee. He just kind of was there, plugging along, always chill. Here he is doing a 15-foot safety stop and holding his buoyancy, which is really hard, just perfect. He's a really good diver. Here's Hap doing his 15-foot safety stop with a little help from the dive master. One by one, we would make our way to the surface, work our way over to the boat, climb in, and head back to the resort. And we do it again. We did about 12 dives on this trip.
Cool. You a little cold?
Yeah. And grab a towel, please.
We saw a ton of fish and all sorts of stuff down there. So I threw in a little bit, not to bore you too much, but we did see a lot of cool stuff. The ocean is an amazing new world to explore. I highly recommend anybody to get certified for scuba and go try it.
We got 50 minutes of surface time because we did a deep dive, so to bring us into the shore here. Let us wade in this fabulous water. Feels so nice. Kids are all down the beach in shells. We'll go check them out. See what we can find. Sometimes people make fun of me because I don't like to use single-use plastics. Look at this. Plastic. Plastic. All plastic. Flip-flops and plastic. Everywhere. Whole island. All plastic. Every time you drink a bottle, it never goes away. Going out there, Hap? You gonna go out to that sand? Tell me where you're going. In the water. What are you eating, bud?
Conch ceviche.
Conch ceviche, locally. From that water to the ceviche. Wow. Look at that water.
I don't know, it's just figure out how these